what's up? This is Kelvin. I just wanted to do a quick video and talk about the Trivium show that happened in Albuquerque. This was at the Sunshine Theater on November 8th, so this is like 2 days ago. I just wanted to talk about it just because, I was pretty pumped to see them. Well, Trivium, because I hadn't seen them in such a long time. And I think I, said it like on social media that the last time I saw Trivium was in 2006. So like more than like 16 years ago. So that's like a whole new band, basically. That's like, 5 or 6 albums, like in between, live experiences with Trivium. So I was really excited to check it out. And the bands that were opening too were pretty interesting. Whitechapel, Between the Buried and Me, and Khemmis. And to me, all those bands kind of came up from the Ozfest and Mayhem, except maybe Khemmis. I think Khemmis is fairly new, but yeah, it just reminded me of the Ozfest, Mayhem, like Sounds of the Underground, lineups that they had like in the mid 2000s to 2010s. So I was pretty cool to see that. And yeah, it was just a fucking cool show. I got one of the tour shirts, and yeah, I just want to talk about the bands that played and just overall live show. The first band that played was Khemmis. They're like a doom, kind of like an old traditional metal doom band from Denver, Colorado. I was pretty excited to see them just because yeah, they put out an album last year. I think the Deceiver is what it's called. And yeah, they fucking kicked ass. I've never seen them live before, so I was really wanting to get there early enough to to see them. The line to get into the venue was super long. I think I waited like 30 minutes to get into the venue, but it was enough time to check out Khemmis. I even got in the merch line and watched Khemmis from the merch line. The merch line was just so fucking long. I was like in the merch line for like an hour, but yeah, I got to see the whole Khemmis set, so that was pretty sick. So I'll play a little quick clip of Khemmis here. The next band that played was Whitechapel, and I've seen Whitechapel multiple times. I think pre-pandemic I saw them in 2019 with the Dying Fetus in downtown Phoenix, so got to watch them now on this new album they put out, Kin, and holy shit, yeah, it was a fucking intense live show just because all the fans were pretty much packed into the venue. And yeah, for whatever stupid reason, I thought I was gonna just stand in center, right, kind of towards the back of the floor, but it was right where the mosh pit action was. So I had to kind of maneuver my way out of that area because I didn't want to fucking get hit or lose any of my belongings. So kind of maneuvered my way to the stage right. So yeah, it was a pretty cool show. They played a lot of songs from their new album Kin and the last album The Valley. So I think they're probably I'm guessing they played those songs because the crowd was pretty much, I would say, maybe 70% Trivium fans. So I think they're definitely trying to play for the crowd. But yeah, it was a sick ass show, and I'll play a quick clip here. Oh yeah, also got the shirt here. I like the brain here. Okay, now I'll play the clip. next was Between the Buried and Me, and you know, I'm not a big Between the Buried and Me fan. I think I was pretty big on the band back when they released the Colors album, and then the Parallax 1 and Parallax 2. I think after Parallax 2 I kind of just dropped off just because I think the music was just kind of getting a little over my head. You know, I like the parts that they play with the like the fast, like, you know, thrash death metal style and the growling vocals, but then I kind of get lost when they start playing like all the weird like circus music stuff. So yeah, it was a little over my head. I kind of feel like they're like for fans of like Dream Theater and like Opeth, but it was a cool show. I mean, I honestly, I just kind of stood in my spot so I can get a good spot for Trivium, but I'll play a quick clip of Between the Buried and Me here. Last but not least was the headliner Trivium, and like I said, I was, you know, pretty stoked to see them. I'm a Trivium supporter. You know, they've I think the Matt Heafy's the same age as me, which I always thought was cool, and yeah, I've just been a fan of them ever since. Like I honestly, I think I started listening to them my freshman year when I started at U of A in Tucson, and just seeing their shit on like Headbangers Ball, like when I like, you know, I had nowhere to go, no parties. I would just like sit in my dorm room, watch Headbangers Ball, and yeah, Trivium was always on heavy rotation. And yeah, I've just been a follower ever since. I can't say I'm a diehard fan, but I'm just a big supporter. But I have all their shit on vinyl too, so I don't know. Call me a poser, but whatever. So here's like their. I'll show you my favorite album. Let's see, this one's really good. This one's alright. I never really got into it. But this one right here, this is the fucking shit. Because it was produced by David Draymond of Disturbed. And then this one kind of sucks. I think this is like the weakest of their catalog. But I think the last three albums, the Sin in the Sentence, What the Deadmen Say, and In the Court of the Dragons have been on point. But yeah, their set list was sick. It was mostly, you know, like the name of the tour, mostly from What the Dead Men Say and In the Court of the Dragons. So a lot of songs from those two albums. And then they kind of went back. They played two songs from Ascendancy, one song from The Crusade. They played Into the Mouth of Hell, We March, and The Crusade from and Shogun from the Shogun album. And then they played some In Wave stuff. They didn't do any Vengeance Falls or Silence in the Snow. I think they did two songs from Sin in the Sentence, but I think I counted like maybe 14 songs. But yeah, it was cool. It was a late show. I think the set started like right after 10 and they were done by like 11:45. So that was at least like an hour and 30 minutes of music. So it was pretty cool, man. I stood away from the pit. I don't do that anymore. I don't want to lose my shit or get knocked out and, you know, have to go to the hospital after a metal show. So I just don't do that. But it was pretty cool, pretty intense. And yeah, the highlight was just seeing them play Shogun live. If you don't know, it's like the last song on their Shogun album. It's like a 9-minute song, and it's super epic. And I thought that was the headliner. Or I'm sorry, that was like the highlight of the show, the set list. And I'll play a couple quick clips of Shogun, but overall it was a sick show, and glad I got to check it out. I'm glad my schedule worked out and I was able to do that. But yeah, thanks for checking us out.